We've talked a lot about self-awareness on the show. Now, I say this as somebody who very clearly has little of it, but self-awareness is such a critical part of happiness in life. I remember this was a year and a half ago. A guy who had a really, really great book out. I'm not going to name him because it won't matter. I love the book. I really do genuinely love the book. He reached out to me. We're friends. He said, "Hey, Jesse, I'd love to come on the radio and I'd love to talk about the book." I said, "Okay, great. I love the book. Yeah, come on, tell people about it. Everyone wins. You get to sell books. Everyone gets to read a great book. Everyone wins." He came on the radio to sell his book and he couldn't speak. I don't know whether it was nerves or what, or look, speaking on the radio certainly isn't for everybody, but and so he started giving the most painful answers. Because I'm friends with him, I tried to carry him through the interview and then cut him off super early. But why are you doing radio interviews if you can't speak? Have a publicist do your radio interview for you. I have something else. I've had this happen to me before with owners of companies. "Hey, Jesse, I own this great anti-communist company. I want to come on the radio and do a show." And he'll come on, and the guy is, for whatever reason, too nervous or can't talk. He can't speak. Okay, I know you own the company. I know it's your company, but there was no one at the company who had the ability to speak that you could have brought on the radio and present a better version of your company than the one you just did. I know you're the big cheese, but know thyself, right? Know thyself. It's really important. I brought it up to you when it comes to me and technology in the show. I don't touch the buttons in here unless I'm touching any one of our wonderful buttons.
Name me a time. Name me a time.
Beyond that, I don't touch. There's so many wires and knobs and buttons. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know how any of them work. I don't do technology. So guess what? I don't touch them. Chris and Michael won't even let me touch them. In fact, when something has to get adjusted, I leave the studio. I walk out of the room. Just tell me when it's done. I don't want to screw anything up. Why? Because I know myself. I brought this up not just to help you, but Randi Weingarten, the head of the teachers union, I affectionately known on this show as Communist John Denver. Over the last year and a half, Randi Weingarten has done several speaking engagements. And they all, every single one of them, sound like this.
And frankly, and this is what really pisses me off, during the pandemic, we understood that small businesses were hurting, and we helped them, and it didn't go to the Supreme Court to challenge it. Big businesses.
Okay. Listen, Randi, Communist John Denver, sorry. I know you're the head of the teachers union, and I know that now that you're done destroying the mental health and lives of endless children in this nation, as the head of the teachers union, I know that you are invited to speak. You're invited to speak on the news. You're invited to give campaign speeches by various communist activists all across the country. I know that. I'm not naive. Your email inbox is full of invites for speaking engagements, because mine is. I understand this. But listen, Communist John Denver, you can't speak well in public. You sound shrill and horrible, and the sound of your voice is akin to having your fingernails pulled out in some Viking dungeon somewhere. In fact, if I was given the option of having the Vikings slip bamboo shoots underneath my fingernails or listening to 45 minutes of this.
One's ziplining over the fall.
Not this.
And frankly, and this is what really pisses me off, during the pandemic.
I'm going to go with the Vikings. You're telling me that Communist John Denver doesn't have any spokesman for the National Teachers Union who can speak? But the lesson is not about Communist John Denver and her voice. The lesson is about you. Know thyself, okay? Know thyself. You'll have a happier life.